Okay, so this is David's dad, and my name, my name is David's dad. No, wait, my name. I have a name. I know I do. This is David's dad, and my name is Anthony. My wife, Laura, is right back here. Let's see if I can get my finger to work. I wouldn't be a very good weather guy because I'm not good at looking at the screen and pointing yet. This is not the first, but the third recording that I've done in David's new apartment. The reason it's not the first recording is it took me the first two recordings to get the levels on the microphone set to something that I actually thought would be acceptable. So right now, neither David nor Amariah are in this house. It's just the two of us and you guys. And we're recording a video. Look, someone's sneaking up behind me. Do you have anything to say?
Booger.
Okay. Like I was saying, this is the first video that we've recorded in David's apartment. No, like I was saying, this is not the first video recorded in David's apartment. It's the third video that I've recorded. And the reason it's the third is because the first two I needed to do to adjust the audio. Something else that I want to point out, that I pointed out in the second video, is that these headphones, they need to have an adapter from 1/8 to 1/4 inch so that we can plug them into the audio interface over here so that we can actually hear real time what we're recording in these headphones. Right now that's not the case, and so I'm just going to go ahead and take these off because they're not really helping me until I get ready to play this back. What else can we talk about while we're here? Well, for one thing, we have this handy, inexpensive pile microphone, which may sound really good. I don't know yet. I haven't heard it until this evening. But at some point, it would be interesting to do a comparison between this microphone and, say, a Rode Broadcaster, which is a condenser microphone, or perhaps a Shure SM7B microphone. Now, those are definitely two different things. This microphone and the Shure SM7B are dynamic microphones. Oops, it's bad when you bump the microphone stand. So a dynamic microphone has a coil wrapped around a magnet. And when you speak, the diaphragm attached to the coil moves up and down, and it induces a voltage. And that voltage travels down the cable into your audio interface, and the computer interprets the signals from the audio interface it takes those changes in voltage and how quickly they occur and translates that into a digital version of your voice. So the dynamic microphone, what you hear in the background is water running. A dynamic microphone actually creates its own power, so it doesn't need a power source. A condenser microphone is a capacitor, which you can think of as sort of maybe a solid state battery. And when you hook power up to it, current will flow in that circuit until the capacitor is charged. Now, the amount of energy that capacitor can store is based upon the distance between the plates. So in a condenser microphone, which is what the Rode Broadcaster is, as you speak, the distance between those two plates varies, and this changes the amount of capacity in the condenser microphone. So when that plate vibrates, current will flow in the circuit that corresponds to your voice. So that's kind of a basic introduction to the difference between a dynamic and a condenser microphone. Now, in this case, we're using the phantom power that would normally be used for a condenser to power a Simply Sound SS1 preamplifier. And the reason for that is the dynamic microphone generally puts out a fairly low signal, and we want to boost it just a little bit before it gets into the audio interface. And the reason we want to do that is most of your consumer grade audio interfaces that, you know, people like you and I can afford to buy don't have enough gain for a for a dynamic microphone by itself. So we use the phantom power to amplify the dynamic microphone, and then we feed it into the audio interface, and we can keep the gain on the audio interface down to a lower setting, which allows us to keep it in a place where the amplification is cleaner on the audio interface. We get much better sound. So there you go. There's that. And let me just check with my wife and see if she has anything to add to this discussion about condenser versus dynamic microphone. Laura, this has been a high-level discussion of condenser versus dynamic microphone, and I just wanted to know if you have anything to add to it. If you do, if you have something to add, just speak right into this microphone. You can speak right across the front of it. It would be wonderful if you did that.
Denny Crane, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs.
One, two, three, four. Now, what's really tragic here is I can't hear myself, so I've got to stop this and see if it's actually recording the way I want it to. Right, so we're going to try this again, but this time I have removed a little bit of the treble boost, and I've increased the gain just slightly. What we really need is a 1/4-inch adapter for the headphones so that I could plug them into the audio interface, and that way I'd be able to hear myself talking, because I love to hear myself talk. But no cracks from the peanut gallery. And anyway, as I was saying, I love to hear myself talk, but I can't right now because I can't plug the headphones in to the audio interface. And this is an issue. Anyway, we're going to stop and we're just going to have a quick listen and hear how the sound is.